What if Deku was King Sombra, Part 9? Last where we left off, Koda got kidnapped. They had drained the magic from basically train camp area to bring back to King Sombra. Muscular and Moonfish both died. The heroes now know of a third party, being King Sombra's party, which Deku in this case. And the League of Villains captured Bakugo. We are going to start this off in in some place, with the hero Fate and Alicorn. I feel a disturbance. A large amount of magic has been taken away, as he pulls out a map and tries to figure out where the magic disappeared from. As he figured out the source of the disappearance is a lot of mana has disappeared from Japan. Slowly but surely, it's been disappearing to some unknown place. This place is unknown to Fate, but he knows it's in Japan, as King Sombra has been taking magic, little by little, away from the landscape, without the heroes or even Fate and Alicorn to catch on. This is bad. I can't let too much magic disappear from this world. I was given this task by the princesses to make sure this doesn't happen, just in case one of their old enemies returned. As he looks at 2 mirrors, I also have to keep these gateways safe. But I must stop this threat immediately. As he pulls out alcohol. Oh, Fate, sir, what can I do for you? I need a flight to Japan. Oh, right away. When will you be going? Immediately, as soon as possible. Got that? Sure thing. As he was calling basically one of his assistants, since he technically runs a hero agency. We go back to the throne room, to where every member of the generals of King Sombra has arrived. It's good to see you all in one place. When is the festival thing? In about a month, sir. Good. Also, you're going as planned, right, Red Wing? Of course, the plan to capture the League of Villains and All for One in the raid is also going according to plan. I'll make sure it goes on without a hitch. Good. With them out of the way. Oh, did you already plan for Red Vamp's escape? I told him that he had to go to one of his underground arenas, saying that something happened. That'll lure him away from the League during the attack. Brilliant idea, Red Wing. You can count on me, sir. Ram, what about Stain? Stain has agreed to take on the heroes. In fact, he's already giving us a distraction for when the festival starts. Or, where they're going to be revealing the orb. Good. Remember, we need to recover this item at all cost. After all, I'm pretty sure that Alicorn is already making his way here due to the magic, with so much magic disappearing. After all, I did give you that task, didn't I? As he looks at Sleep. Yes, sir, I made sure to deal with it. I drained as much magic as I could in a big quantity. There's no way he could have missed it. Good. With that much magic gone, plus the amount of magic I've been draining from the land for the past about a year, should be enough for us to take out these heroes. Sir, once we get the orb, they'll surely amount to an attack. Yes, that's why Ram has already devised a plan. Oh, before you talk about the plan, King Sombra and Ram, as King Sombra looks over at him a little bit irritated that he got interrupted. Please forgive me about interrupting, but I do have a question. What should we do with the captive I brought back? Take him to Ram as soon as you're done. Now let's get back on talking about the plan. Of course, please forgive me, as Sleep backs off. Now you may explain the plan, Ram. Thank you, Your Highness. As Ram steps forward. As y'all know, once we get the orb, the heroes will know of our existence and may know of our location. So expect the attack of the top 3 heroes at most, and whatever hero they have on standby. I've already prepared most of our forces, and I mean most, to counteract the attack. That is good. And the likelihood of them having a tracker on the orb is very likely. We'll be stealing its container, so there'll be a tracker most likely. We'll let them follow the tracker then. So, wouldn't it be wiser to remove it? No. After all, we're leading the alicorn here. Brilliant plan, sir. Yes. But who will distract the heroes? Isn't that obvious? Devastation, you will deal with Endeavor and the extra heroes. Red Wing, the time for your betrayal will be soon, so prepare. You'll be taking on Hawks with Devastation as soon as the other heroes leave to go further in our castle. Remember, let the alicorn come by. Me, myself, will deal with him. Very well, sir. And Sleep? Yes. As soon as you bring the orb, and if any other heroes slip by, I want you to distract them. Hold them off. Defeat them. And Red Wing should be in the area to support. Of course, sir. Although I don't know the exact location right now, his men have agreed to fight. That's good. After all, we need as much forces as we can. So, what do you think Red Vamp's forces will be able to do? Well, I've already asked him for support on this Suma attack you've told me about, and he's willing to make a big distraction to convert all the other heroes' efforts from supporting the raid. A genius idea, I see. With them distracted with Red Vamp's troops that he's massed, which is among the hundreds of villains from the raid, or from the arena fights you've been telling me so much about. Yes, and Stain has also agreed to help. Their forces will be attacking multiple, areas near here, diverting the heroes' efforts in trying to raid us. Most excellent idea. I knew it was glad having another pawn from this era support. But how loyal is this Red Vamp? Sir, I can confidently say I can trust him 100%. As King Sombra looks his eyes over. Yes, I can tell you have much faith in this Red Vamp by the way you talk about him. I will see what his skills are like later. But for now, tell me, what is the chances of staying? I managed to deceive him with my lies, but I don't think he'll buy it for much longer. He's a crafty person. In that case, you know what to do. Of course, sir. As he just kneels. Devastation? Remember, you will also be going with them, Red Wing and Sleep, to retrieve the orb. Of course, they'll be on your tail shortly after, most likely. So be prepared for the escape plan. I've already prepared a diversion method, and Sleep has prepared a teleportation spell for emergencies. Excellent. Y'all may leave. Meeting dismissed. As they all bow before leaving, we go to Sleep, or not Sleep, we go to Ram, as Sleep enters the room. Well, Ram, I know I haven't talked to you in a while, and I really wanted to discuss something important. And what is it? Well, you see, as he brings in an unconscious Coda. This is one of the people with quarks. I'm hoping you were able to analyze the magic from them. After all, you know how the quarks came into existence and all that, thanks to our king and our liege. But maybe there is something else we're missing. You're defying the king? No, not at all. I'm just saying we may have overlooked something I do not want to miss, just in case. Very well, I'll take a look into this young boy's powers, but I will not kill a child, just letting you know, Sleep. Of course not. You're the youngest of the generals. I don't expect you to be ruthless. You realize I'm letting the kid go. after I'm done with my research. Very well, that is your decision. But you may anger King Sombra. I will deal with the repercussions of that. But I doubt I'm going to get reprimanded too bad for releasing a child. True, but still, you may be defying him, and he doesn't like defiles. Trust me, King Sombra will understand. I've done similar things in the past. Yes, but these were with your plans, which he allowed. This is another matter. Listen, I will deal with the repercussions. I am no weakling. I am not saying you are, Ram. I'm just saying, you stand no chance against King Sombra if he gets too mad. I do not plan to offend him in any other way. After all, I'm not making the same mistake my peer did. Oh, that's right. One of the generals you looked up to defied King Sombra. So bad and made him so angry, King Sombra eliminated him. It was his own fault, his own undoing. I agree. Of course, he had a reasonable answer and all that. But King Sombra knew the lies behind it. What do you mean? You knew as well as I did his plan caused more damage for the army than helping King Sombra, and he knew this very well going into the meeting. Listen, much as I would like to get into the past, I must focus on efforts here. I'm not assigned on that mission with y'all. That is true. But be careful, alright? Very well. As, well, he leaves without Coda. As Coda is basically just unconscious in the room. Now to check on what you are all about and see how these quirks really function. They run on magic, that's obvious. As he checks, it seems magic's embedded into his systems. So that would explain why the quirks came into being like King Sombra suggested. But there might be something else Asleep said. As he's scanning, well, basically Coda with the spell. Well, looks like the magic has imprinted itself into these humans' DNA. Again, something King Sombra has foreseen. But what's this? As he sees a black cell, as he tries to zoom in with his magic more to figure that out. Oh, this may be useful information. As the scene ends there. As, well, the raid has happened, and I'm saying the League of Villains got caught thanks to Red Wing. Mainly because it's just the same as the anime. Just Red Wing was there to stop the escape of the LOV. Red Vamp was the only LOV member to escape. So in this timeline, everyone got caught. End of discussion. And now they think the League of Villains is out of here, and they don't think a third party will attack. So they're going to be hosting their festival. Which, before they do, in the day of the festival, we see Red Wing, Devastation, and Ram in the hallway. Why are you following us, Ram? You're not coming along this mission with us. Well, I know, but I wanted to tell y'all two to be careful. After all, these heroes have put up a fight against me before. If I remember, I had to deal with... what was it, Death Arms? Yeah, I had to quickly eliminate him. Devastation looks over. I've been out here for 3 years, and I've taken out more heroes than probably all of you. To be fair, I've been playing nice with the heroes, so I can't blame you. So, again, the plan is the same. I will disturb the security systems, sneak y'all in, and they're just gonna think one of us had the quark to sneak in after all. Sleep does have that teleportation ability ready. But I'll also meet y'all in the hallway before the, taking of the, object. Yes. But one more thing I want to discuss with you. And what would that be? There's something fishy going on here with the heroes and all that. I don't like how the Hero Safety Commission thing does it. As both Ram and Devastation looks over. They're a shady bunch. They've obviously worked with villains in the past, y'all don't know this. In fact, there was rumors of them releasing All for One. Of course, but we shut that down, as they knew it would be more beneficial to have him locked up than let loose. So you're saying the Hero Safety Commission used to work with All for One? Pretty much. I didn't go into detail, but I got some information. Well, now that he's out of the picture thanks to that raid, what should we do? Well, we really should stick to King Sombra's plan. After all, me and Devastation can't be late, and Sleep's waiting on us. That's true. Alright, go. As, well, they head to the, well, hallway, and they, Red Wing had managed to sneak Sleep and Devastation into the facility. Okay, here's the plan. I will walk in while they're discussing, and I'll be able to distract them for at least a little bit. The lights will go out, that's when you two come in. Of course, he looks over at Devastation, like leaning his head over. You can see in the dark quite fine, and Sleep, you're the one to, well, teleport him out. Of course. I've already disabled the security footage. Also, I knocked out the guard, making it seem like y'all broke in and disabled the footage yourself. Smart move. Well, was there anyone else? Well, there was also, what was his name? The engineer hero? Power Loader, yes. I may have also knocked him out as well. Why did you knock him out? I didn't need Power Loader's, tests messing with the systems. He's the only other person other than Nezu that can access the system by himself, and Nezu's gonna be too busy at the revealing the item. Fair point. Well, don't fail this. I'm off. As he just, like, flies off down the stairs. Well, now we go to the room. This room where they're going to be revealing the orb. If you're asking why it's Minecraft, it felt. Just saying, there wasn't much scenes with the UA rooms, so this will have to do. As Bakugo, pretend Class 1A is there, because I couldn't find all the images. Welcome, Class 1A, Class 1B, and the heroes! Some heroes are also in the room. And today, this is a fair event, as all the students are, well, puzzled. Sir, what's this event? Well, every few years, we unveil this item that was discovered from an ancient civilization. It holds immense power, but no one here knows how to control it. So to keep it out of villain hands, and all that, we display it here at UA every few years, with the security of many of our top heroes, and the Hero Safety Commission security guards. So the place is overflowing with security, and if you're asking how they managed to sneak in, Red Ring is one of the top 10 VIP. That's all I'm saying. And, well, let's bring out the orb. As the orb appears on the table, as everyone's in awe. So what does this thing do? Well, we know it holds immense power and can even give strength to the people that touch it. Is there in awe? Yes, every now and then. I am allowed to, well, touch the orb to replenish my strength. One reason I had much more strength to defeat All for One. Yes, in a way, this object gives our heroes enhance their quirks without any side effects. Very interesting. As Box says, well, why don't you just let all the heroes use it? Well, this is a very powerful object, Aizawa says, and if fall into the wrong hands, this item could be used against us. For instance, if All for One guy's hands on this, he would be 10 times more powerful. And especially, you can die if you touch it too much. As everyone in the room shocked, yes, I could only put my hand on it for about a few seconds. because the only person to actually hold it for a minute was actually my previous master, Nana Shimura. But every other person that held it for more than their certain amount of time would, well, explode. Magic overexerting in their veins, causing the body to malfunction and explode. So this item is really that powerful, Uraraka says? Yes. That's why we're keeping it here and no villains can get their hands on it. Since the League has been apprehended, we thought it would be safest to bring it here. As then, Red Wing comes in. What's up, heroes? Red Wing in the house. What is one of the top 10 heroes doing here? Red Wing. Well, he actually came and helped take out the League. Baku remembers seeing him round up the LOV members. Hey, you're that hero that prevented the LOV from escaping. Why, thank you. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the celebration, as he goes over to a table and just grabs a drink. After all, the LOV has been captured. As Aizawa says, I'm still worried about that third party that took out Muscular and, well, Moonfish. As everyone is in the room is shocked, except, well, Nezu, All Might, and Eraserhead. Red Wing was not informed, but he knew. Now, before we do anything else, I really hope they don't try something. As Red Wing comes over, I doubt it, sir. Because, 1, we defeated the LOV. The security here is top tier. They would have to be maniacs to even get in here. You're right. I guess I'm overthinking things. Now that's the stuff, Aizawa. Now, here, as he gives him a glass. As soon as all of them, well, do like a oath or something for the future generation of heroes, the lights go out. And when they come back on, the orb is gone. Where did the orb go? As they all are just wondering as the case and everything's gone. As they try to look around, where'd it go? As Aizawa just hits the table. I knew they were gonna try something. As Nezu and everyone just looks at him. What do you mean? 1, did you ever wonder why they took out those two in particular? And why they were draining the area? Not really. We'll explain like the trees were lifeless in the area. None of y'all notice that? As all of them shake their head. They were draining the force of something similar to what this does. It can also give and drain stuff. Did y'all forget about that? Because when people put their hands on it, there were 2 types of effects. Certain quarks would get drained into it. Others would explode. That's why we're so cautious of letting people touch it. As Red Wing just sighs. Oh, you're right. But you have to realize this, though. What would that be? As he looks over at Red Wing with a glare. They did do a good job sneaking into the security system. Wait. The security system? As he just realized what he said. As all of them realized. To the security room! As, well, they find the unconscious guard and all that. The cameras have been down the entire time. And we go, well, back to King Sombra. As he had used the teleportation spell. Devastation is preparing for when the heroes will strike, and all that. And Ram's in the room. It seems you've brought back the orb as instructed. Of course, King Sombra. I've brought it back as ordered. There's one more thing I want to say. What would that be? It didn't take much, thanks to Red Wing's support. We managed to easily take it. But the heroes will know it's stolen and all that. And you said leave the tracker, right? Yes. Well, the tracker's still on the casing. Good. Now we wait. Prepare. Have all the soldiers rounded up. The attack of the heroes will begin soon. As you wish, sir. As we go to the heroes, as it's been like a day, and Fate has arrived in Japan, and is now in the hero meeting as well as He shocks everyone while he enters. As all of them are shocked, well, it seems like y'all are shocked about me appearing. Of course, you're one of the top heroes in the world. Fate, one of the strongest. Yes, I'm here because I sense a great evil. As everyone's in the room shocked, even All Might. A great evil? Yes. Well, the orb was stolen, as, well, Fate is shocked. Wait, the orb that I entrusted y'all to protect? Yes. We don't know it. They took it without our notice. They had to have had someone scout the place out. I don't think you had someone scouting the place out. It most likely they had a quark to hop in or teleport, similar to Kuragiri's. Great, another villain group that has the ability of a teleportation. But that's not what I'm talking about. There's someone with great power, even worse than your top villain. As All Might looks over shocked. All for one? Yes. In fact, he may have been in the shadows behind him this last year. As Endeavor speaks up. What do you mean? Well, for instance, I didn't notice this for a while, but for about a year, the energy around, well, Japan have been slowly but little decreasing. As I was shocked, so you're saying like the life force was sucked out. Pretty much. Like energy was being taken away. And then I noticed a massive huge mark from halfway across the world just vanish. And that doesn't go undetected. I detected it. Because my quark, of course. Which has several abilities. That would make sense. But why? Probably to get my attention. As all of them are shocked, why would they get your attention? Wouldn't they want to stay as far away from you as possible? Possibly. Or maybe this person wants to take me on head on. As Endeavor just laughs. You gotta be kidding me. Take it on the number one hero. He must be a fool. And a top 10 hero of the world. This guy is a maniac. He's surely going to get defeated. As Fate gives Endeavor a glare. You must be an idiot. He wouldn't do this unless he's similar to my strength. Shocking everyone in the room. Are you sure? Of course. I've fought many villains over the years. And only a few, the smartest, know how to get my attention. One is a huge display of power. Another, a mystery that cannot be solved. And fourth, or third and fourth, the missing of energy and the item which I entrusted to you several years ago. And y'all let it slip throughout your fingers. You know how much power that item has? As none of them really know the true power of it. No. Well, fair point. Only your master, Nashimura, knew its true power. As everyone's, well, confused. My master? Yes. That thing has the power to drain pretty much energy and transform the plains into a dark landscape. Suitable for an enemy over 4,000 years ago when it was created. Everyone was shocked. Someone created the thing over 4,000 years ago? How do you know this? My ancestors had guarded the item for centuries. This is all a lie, of course. And I was entrusted to protect it for this generation. I handed it to you because it was the safest place I could think of other than Island. And with me having to take on huge villains, it wasn't the safest to keep on me. I only know of the creator's name. Sombra. That's all I know. He was called a king, so his name might have been King Sombra. But he shouldn't be alive. After all, it's been 4,000 years. You're most likely right. Maybe a descendant of his? I doubt it. King Sombra never had any children. At least not in the history books I've read. Maybe as a disciple. Nezu speaks up. That could be the case. But the records of the place were all destroyed except my family. Then Eraserhead speaks up. Maybe it was something else. As all of them look at over here. Think about it. Who else knows of the power's potential now? Only you knew the power of the orb at its fullest. So what if the creator survived? I doubt it. I know, but theoretically speaking, if he had somehow made it to this time, I would have definitely sensed his energy by now. But I haven't, which is very odd if he was. Because he would definitely release his power, wanting me to come immediately, so he could take me down or lure me into a trap. Well, the good news is we do know where the orb is located. As he presses a button revealing an old ruin on the screen. As Fate looks over at it, I see they've taken it back to its original home. So it has to be one of the descendants of, disciples, then. Yes, and he's probably not working alone, either. As all of them look at the ruins. Wait, how do you know this is its home? That's the place where the orb was created, also known as King Sombra's castle. The fact the ruins have made it all the way to this time is impressive. They would have usually decayed by now. He must have put a spell on his castle, like preventing the decay of the castle. That is a good assumption, Nezu speaks up. And I think these villains have been using it as their base of operations, as we've never thought to look there. But wouldn't they find the tracker as soon as they took it back to their base? Not necessarily. The tracker was really well hidden within the case. It would take them destroying it completely to find it, and it looks like they have not done that yet. So they must not know of the tracker inside. Yes, it's good. We can catch them off guard. Let's round up the heroes. As we go to, Devastation, who's currently waiting on, the heroes to arrive. As he's giving a speech to his men, listen, men, we're here to take on the heroes. We're going to take them out, eliminate them, and, destroy them. Now, there's one more thing I need all of you to know. Our allies are already causing a distraction. As a big explosion happens. In the city. Far away, we're staying, and a whole bunch of Red Vamp's troops are now attacking the city, diverging the heroes' attention, and having to split off all the other main heroes except the main ones heading to the castle, which consists of Fate, Endeavor, Hawks, Red Wing, and Eraserhead. Nezu is currently just still at UA. Now listen, we may have to deal with that alicorn, so prepare your magic. We must not let them pass. As he moves over and turns around as the heroes arrive. Surrender, villains! I see y'all have arrived just as scheduled. As Eraserhead raises an eyebrow. As scheduled? Well, maybe. Well, anyway, you can go in if you want. As one of the Ram heroes tries to walk by them, as Eraserhead says, "Don't, you idiot!" As, Devastation just turns the man into ashes. You really thought I was going to let you pass me? I was ordered to make sure none of you interfere with the process. As he starts powering up, as Endeavor sends a huge wave, as he blocks it with his magic, as other heroes charge in, as, Devastation's men charges at them, keeping them busy. Fate led the way, sneaking past Devastation while he was fighting Endeavor. Come on, guys, we need to keep him busy and get to the object immediately. Endeavor's holding off while Devastation and the heroes are fighting his men. Some manage to sneak by, while Hawks is about to follow behind them. Red Wing just kicks this man into the cliff. As he's shocked and Endeavor shocked. What are you doing, Red Wing? Why, I'm helping out my colleagues, of course. As Endeavor is shocked. You were behind the item getting disappeared and stolen. Of course I was. After all, I would not just disobey my leader. I've been fooling you all for the past few years. as he's in his mind, well, truth be told, I was actually having a good time and all that, but now that my king has returned, being King Sombra, my lord, I must go back into service. Well, anyway, we leave his mindscape. Now, I have to fight with you. While Endeavor prepares to fire a blast at him, well, Devastation does a really harsh blow, and, well, fires a blast of his own, hitting Endeavor in the back, burning the back of his costume, and leaving a burn mark on his back. You shouldn't get distracted, as he sends more blasts at him. As Hawks comes out of the cliff with his sword and attempts to strike him, as he just flies above, as then he gets kicked by something else as two Pegasuses show up next to him and manage to kick him away. That's it, boys. Now, let's take him out, as now they do like a triangle formation, going left, right, all that, getting cuts in on Hawks as he's, well, too slow to even react, as you're dealing with warriors with battle experience from 4,000 years ago. Who do you think's winning? I'm betting on the 4,000 year ago opponents. Well, as he then gets sent to the ground, as Endeavor sends a big blast towards, well, Devastation. I don't care anymore. Primordial burn! As, well, Devastation shocked. You're going to burn everyone, even your allies. As if it means defeating you villains. Then yes, as he sends the blast. As Devastation looks down, as he smiles, you utter fool. As, well, Hawks lands on top of him and his blast is redirected, well, into the atmosphere. Man, as, well, Hawks is unconscious on top of Endeavor as he moves him out of the way, as then he just gets snipes in the head by Devastation, blowing off Endeavor's head. As Hawks managed to see it, just a little, as, well, Red Wing dive bombs and puts his hooves through his chest and pulls him back. Okay, these two are done. What should we do? Should we go help the others? Nah. Sleep has him fine, I'm pretty sure. As we go to Sleep in the hallway, where he meets All Might, Eraserhead, and Fate. Well, if it isn't the top heroes. I was expecting y'all to arrive earlier, but you arrived just on time as we predicted. As all of them look over, you predicted our arrival? Of course. Why do you think we had the attack set up on the city already? Speaking of that, we go back to the city, as we see a lot of the heroes are down, and, well, Stain is laughing as he has taken down some top heroes because of his quirk. Mirko, Dragon Hero, String Hero, stood no chance. As Red Vamp bows, it's been an honor to serve and help you, Stain, but I feel like your usefulness is up. As Stain looks over, as soon as a sword just goes straight through his chest, and he just slices upward, severing, well, the top half of his body. You really are a fool, you know. You didn't see the bigger picture, because if we told you the truth, you would have either told the heroes, or you have tried to kill us. Estain just grabs his leg, as he wants to stab him in the leg with the last of his strength. As one of the men just stomps on his head. How dare you grab our leader? As he just squishes his head. Thank you for the help, but that wasn't necessary. Sorry, sir. I just couldn't let him disrespect you. I know you have respect for me, but the people we should be respecting is, well, King Sombra and his generals. I'm surely to get a spot among them here shortly. As he smiles. This King Sombra is surely impressive. Now, I'm off to the castle. Deal with the small fry, if you will. As they all bow and says, yes, sir. Now back to the scene. Surrender. Of course not, as men just come out from behind him and revealing the pathway blocked. We can't let you go any further than this, I'm afraid. And why is that? We've been ordered to. After all, the king has been waiting for this for a while, as Fate just opens his eyes a little bit. After all, you're an alicorn, aren't you? As Fate looks at, or Sleep looks over at Fate, even more shocked now. I gotta admit, you're pretty smart playing the, tricking the people thinking that's your quirk, as All Might and Eraser are shocked. Oh, I guess they don't know about alicorns, do they? As Eraser says, what do you mean? Well, you may not know it, but I'm from 4,000 years ago. And, well, most of my colleagues here are also from that time. We have been put to sleep due to a spell casted by my colleague. It was a risky and a gamble spell at that could have ended our lives if done wrong. But we all made it to the same era, at different times, but still. And you are an alicorn, one of the same I had fought 4,000 years ago. As All Might looks over at Fight, is this true? Yes. Oh, and don't forget about your truly long lifespan. Thousands of years are just a glimpse in your eyes. So you're more than 1,000 years old. Eraserhead says, I am. And I admit, it's been an interesting being awakened in this era, I do have to say. But tell me this. You're not making it out here alive. After all, our king, King Sombra, as Fate is shocked, and All Might and Eraserhead, has also been reawakened in this era. And he has already killed an alicorn. Well, you should already know the rest, as he smiles. As All Might wants to ask a question, what are alicorns, really? We're powerful beings that contain a lot of magic power. To kill one of us is basically like killing a god. As, well, basically All Might and Eraserhead's eyes widen. Yes, and our king managed to do it, although it almost cost the life of one of his most loyal subordinates in the process. What do you mean? Oh, I guess you don't know the story since it was never really told how he killed him, or killed her. Can't remember her name. I was on the other side of the battlefield fighting two alicorns. Princess Celestia and Luna, correct? Oh, you know their names. Well, I guess I could, chalk you up on a higher list of intelligence. But, yes, those were their names. Although they gave me a very different experience and knocked me out. Also took heavy damage thanks to their spells. And Devastation even has a scar on his belly thanks to them. Yes, I heard they had to break through, but they failed in time. Yes, and also, you may thank your little friend out there. Redwing, was it? The hero? He's also one of King's subordinates, as All Might, Eraserhead and Fate are shocked. Yes, he was the one that got attacked and the most injured, by saving our king from the alicorn's most powerful attack, almost killing him in the process. In fact, I think the wounds healed in his sleeping process. So I guess he got the best medication. Also, it took every magic user we had to keep him alive. As he just mumbles on as he was burned and all that. Well, anyway, I'm just ranting. As Fate just tries to send a strong blast as, Sleep uses a shield. I've fought y'all before, don't forget about that alicorn. As he sends a blast towards him, he dodges, All Might dodges, Eraserhead dodges, and it hits the wall, basically making a hole in the wall. Get him, boys. As a lot of his soldiers just rush at them. As All Might has to fight them, Eraserhead has to fight them. Well, Fate does one cruel thing, and goes over them. And flies straight to the throne room, leaving All Might and Eraserhead to fight. well, Sleep and the rest of his forces. Ooh, how rude of him to just skip us and go straight to his king. Anyway, that's going according to plan. As Eraserhead eyes widen, you planned a trap for him in the throne room, didn't you? As he smiles, yes, but it's too late. He's out of earshot. Now to make sure y'all pay. As his eyes glows a little bit, as the men's eyes glows as well. Surround him, take him down. As the men just rush in waves. As All Might is just using his punches, sending them flying. As, well, Eraserhead is fighting strategically, slinging them all over the place. You won't defeat us, villains. We'll see about that. As, well, Sleep sends a spell towards All Might. As Eraserhead sees this and tries to use his scarf to grab the spell, and it hits the scarf, igniting the scarf on fire, to where Eraserhead quickly has to get rid of his only, well, tactical weapon before it burns him. Ooh, that was a risky move. That fire spell will have done some serious damage. Now that you're disarmed, he pulls out his sword. You're going to be an easier target. All men focus on Eraserhead. I will deal with All Might. Yes, sir, as they all go to attack Eraserhead, basically moving him out of the picture. And it's you and me, All Might. As he goes to punch, well, Sleep, really fast, and he doesn't have the time to pull up a full barrier. As he strikes, as smoke appears, as All Might thinks he hit him, as it reveals a small thing appeared right in front of his hand, protecting himself. It happened to be a small defensive, well, barrier, just big enough to block the punch. Wow, that was a really strong attack, but not as strong as the alicorns. As he looks up and sees, well, Sleep charging an attack. Bye-bye, as he shoots him as he's sent to the wall. Hitting the wall and sent down. Oh yes, I don't want you to recover, as he throws the sword, piercing him in his wounded spot, causing him to de-transform. You didn't think I'd know about that, Sleep, or well, not Sleep, but I'm not referring to myself, I'm referring to Red Wing already told me of your weakness. That traitor. He was never on your side to begin with, by the way. So y'all planned this. Actually, we did not. Well, anyway, that answers your question. He woke up about 3 years ago, or 5, was it? I think it was 5. And he's been in y'all's service for that long. He's actually been awake, and y'all probably found him in an ill state, right? Yeah, he was on the brink of death, I think? Or at least close from the rumors. Yes, he was still recovering from that battle with the alicorn, I see. In fact, y'all reviving him and him joining y'all only helped us. And the fact that Fate had no clue who he was, because, well, the princesses never met him. So all records of Red Wing were abolished. Y'all probably knew of me, or he knew of me, Ram, and Devastation. But Red Wing was the mystery, our hidden card, our trump card, you could say. In fact, I think your hero friends' battle has gone silent. As they don't hear combat outside, that must mean they won. And nope, as, well, Red Wing is just on the outside looking in. Have y'all won yet? As Sleep, well, basically asks into the air. As, well, Red Wing answers, yeah, we won. Now I'm just going to wrap up the bodies. As he just flies off. Well, it's good to know that they've already cleared them up. As, well, All Might and Eraserhead are shocked. Now to finish you two off, as he charges a big blast and fires at them. All Might transforms and uses the cross formation to try to, well, hold the blast back. Why does it always come to the struggle? Ahem, you know what to do. As the guard just shakes his head and just runs straight into the blast. As All Might's shocked, what is he doing? As he then just comes through revealing that his armor is all but destroyed, and the fact he's still moving through the blast while pretty much being disintegrated, moving All Might, well, backwards, and causing him to go to the ground for the full hit to happen, to kill them. Oh, you guard, you will be remembered. Your sacrifice is not in vain. As Sleep smiles. What was his name? His name was, Carl, sir? Carl. Write that down and make sure to have a tombstone put for him. Yes, sir. As he writes that down, we'll have a tombstone, and should we have a funeral? I suppose so. Some of y'all may have been his friend, so prepare a funeral for him as well. We're not heartless monsters, after all. King Sombra will allow a funeral. Yes, sir. Also, I have to ask, what were his favorite things? I'm just curious now. Carl is an interesting name. Oh yes. You're gonna believe this, but he was kind of like one of the rodeo people. He actually held lots of our contests, actually. Wait, was he that guy that hosted the cowboy contest a few years, well, 1,000 years back at the castle, where everyone had to do these competitions that entertained King Sombra? Actually, yes, he was. Oh, King Sombra may be mad at his death. I don't think he's gonna be that mad, but he may get a little mad. As we go to Fate entering the room with King Sombra, the orb, and Ram in there. It seems you've arrived, Fate, as King Sombra looks over at him. Surrender. I'm here to take you down. Yes, I'm aware, but this time I won't be losing to an alicorn. As Ram steps forward, as he basically thrusts his spear as Fate dodges. As he's about to kick him, he uses a water blast, hitting Fate and setting him up in the air. As he hits the ceiling, what was that? You see, I found something interesting in doing the research on that boy my friend brought in. Apparently there's a way to transfer a single cell that has a huge amount of magic that holds basically the core of its magical abilities, all wrapped up into a huge, powerful blast. And I simply took that cell that was overflowing with the boy's quark. Of course, he still has his quark, but now I've concentrated the cell into making a huge water blast to use against you. As he then sends some more water at him. As he flies around to use his magic. As he's blocking with water, starts using his spear, trying to take them as they're fighting. As he then uses a big blast, trying to hit Ram. As he simply dodges and thrusts his spear. As, well, he actually counters with his horn, hitting the spear as they collide. As he then kicks him, sending him back a little, going right next to the orb. I can't let the orb fall into your hands, as he plans to destroy it before King Sombra can use it. As he fires towards it, as the funny thing is, the attack just gets absorbed by the orb. As King Sombra just laughs at his attempt. You really think I would not have made this thing unless I made sure it was nearly indestructible? This item was made to consume magic at a high rate. The fact y'all managed to contain it, well, I'm guessing the only reason you managed to contain it is because I didn't use my power on it while I was sealed away. In fact, I thought this thing was lost to time. But I must really thank you. You handed it to the heroes, making its existence known. Is perfect. Because this item has the power to send me to Equestria if I want to. As he's shocked. Of course. I didn't tell anyone about this. It doesn't care where you hit Equestria. If I use all the magic I've contained so far and this thing has consumed, I can easily teleport me there. I won't allow you, as he sends an attack at King Sombra, but of course, Ram jumps in front and tanks the attack, sending him flying into a wall. And King Sombra moves the spear out of the way so it doesn't get too much damaged. I admit you're strong, but you're not as strong as them. The princesses of Equestria. They were much stronger, especially Twilight, the most threatening and nuisance one of all. Only if Luna from, Equestria accepted my offer, 4,000 years ago, I would have already ruled Equestria by now. But, unfortunately, she refused, and because of that, I'll not forget that nightmare form, as a flashback happens where he's against the wall and the scythe's at his throat, in her nightmare form, as it ends. As he then sends an attack at King Sombra. You never learn, as he uses his shadow and goes to shadow form to dodge. As he's sending multiple attacks at King Sombra, exhausting him as he's getting hits in without him gets hits in, sending him all through the room as he's just, avoiding all damage. You really have nothing to do. You cannot beat me. As then he uses the item around his cloak, as it shines bright, as blind Sombra. As then he sends a huge blast, sending Sombra and separating him from Izuku Midoriya. As, Deku's on the ground and King Sombra's against the wall. As he's basically in form. I knew you were using a vessel as soon as I figured it out during the fight. With only the few minutes we had fought, you figured out I was hosting someone. Or being a vessel. He was being a vessel. It was obvious. Now, I will defeat you. As he's charging up a blast, as then, Izuku Midoriya grabs his leg. What are you doing? And Red Vamp comes in and slashes his back and hits him in the head, sending him to the ground, causing him to lose consciousness. Did I do well, King Sombra? Yes. Thank you very much, Red Vamp. The heroes have been dealt with. I hope I played a crucial part in this war. You have. Although it wasn't very much of a war, it was more of a one-sided battle. Yes, I have to agree. And truth be told, you would have defeated him if I hadn't showed up. Wouldn't you? As he just looks up, with his blindfold still on. That is correct. I'd already prepared a magic spell and all that to take him down if you had not interfered. But I will not be mad for an interference from one of my allies' subordinates. In fact, you could have this world if you want. Devastation, Sleep, and Red Wing will help you conquer it. Stars and Stripes will be your most formidable threat that I've heard. I'll be taking these two with me. He points to the unconscious Fate and unconscious Ram. I will need to resupply my energy. What about the boy, sir? Simple. As Izuku Midoriya gets off the ground, revealing his green eyes. I will be taking over and helping you rule. After all, you want someone with actual experience to help you out. As Izuku Midoriya looks over with green eyes, like King Sombra's. And I've been put in charge of that, isn't that right, King Sombra? Yes, with me and you being fused for a while. His mind has been changed and molded into my own. We've been technically speaking with the same words, same mindset and everything. In fact, I haven't said a single word the entire time he stepped into the room, as Red Vamp was shocked. Yes, I had the boy doing it. His mind has already been turned to the evil side. So don't worry, he'll be a good ally to you, Red Vamp. And I'm putting my trust in you. If you betray me, he gives him a glare and releases a huge amount of dark energy. I will destroy you. I could simply just take all the magic from this world. It would be so easy with that item. And even if it wasn't, I could do it without it. But when you do find the gateway to Equestria, guard it and send my allies through. You mean sleep, devastation, and red wing. Yes, and any minions you can. From my side. You can rule over this world. As you wish. Now I'm off. Enjoy your little adventure. As he smiles, as he just disappears in a black cloud of, shadows and just simply looks like he's just going into the orb with Fate and Fate and Ram. As they, all appear outside Equestria. As they're on a mountain overlooking the castle. As he turns into a shadow form, I finally returned to Equestria. Soon I will have my revenge. As he smiles. And that's the end of What If Deku Was King Sombra. Interesting ending. And this other series, King Sombra's Revenge, will be a side project. Can't wait to get started. Make sure to like and subscribe.